Alright, so now, today, last night you practiced these, hopefully you're getting a little bit better at them. Now they're going to add just a couple of little twists, but no worries in that. So we have 72 minus 17z plus z squared. Now this one is just written backwards. The z squared is over here. So, but we're going to leave it like this. We still have a positive 72, so we know it has to be a positive number and a positive number. And we have a negative 17. So to get the positive 72 is either a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. But I have to add to get to this one. So it's going to be a negative and a negative. And instead of the z being out front, we're just going to put the z as the second term. And we know that we're going to be subtracting. So then we're going to list what are all the different ways that I can make 72. Well, we might want to list all of them, but we can start thinking about 1 times 72, 2 times 36. We want it to add to be 17, so we need to move down the numbers a little bit more. But 9 times 8 is one that we know that is a common 2 factors of 72. It's our fact family, and we know that 9 plus an 8 is a 17, so it's 9 and 8. Okay, so if they put the number in front and the variable at the end, they put the constant in the front and the variable at the end, just write it the other way. Keep the z in the back and the variable as the second term and the constant as the first term. All right, so now they add another little twist to it. I'm going to have x squared minus 12xy plus 32y squared. All right, now we see that now there's an extra variable in it. We have an x in the front, and then we have a y in the back. So we're going to just look at the coefficients again to decide our sign, but we know that we are going to have an x times an x as the first term of the binomial. And then to get this y here, you're going to have a y and a y here. And now you need to decide, am I adding or subtracting? I look at this and it says I'm adding. I get a positive, so I'm going to have a plus plus and a minus minus, because that's the only way to get a positive number there. And when I have a positive number, 2 positives, they add to be a positive. If I have 2 negatives, they add to be a negative. So this is the right one. So it's a minus and a minus. And then I go through the same process. What multiplies to be 32? 1 times 32. 2 times 16, 3 doesn't go, 4 times 8, and 4 plus 8 is 12, so it's a 4 and an 8. So before we didn't have the y, we just had x minus 4 and x minus 8, but now, because if the y wasn't there, that's what we would have. We'd have x squared minus 12x plus 32, but if we put the y in here, you're going to get the y terms in there. All right, so let's try another one like that. So if I have d squared plus 10de plus 24e squared. Go ahead and factor this one. Pause the all right. So I look here, I know it's going to be a d and an e, because I have a d the first term and an e in the last term. I'm going to have a d and an e. I look here, since it's a positive, and those are all we've done, I know I'm multiplying 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. Here I have to add to get this middle term, and when I add 2 positives, I'm going to get a positive. So it's got to be plus, plus. I think of all the factors of 24. So 1 times 24 doesn't work, 2 times 12 isn't going to work, 3 times 8 is 11, it doesn't work. 4 times 6, that's the 1. So it's a 4 and a 6. And there I'm done. So today you're going to just keep practicing these. You're going to do a few that have some twists to it. And good luck.